Good evening and welcome to the Gaming Gun podcast. As always, I'm not even redoing it.
You lazy tit.
I don't care. Good evening and welcome to the Gaming Gun podcast. As always, I'm your host Jack, and with me as always is Mark.
Hello.
And we are recording this the 10th of November 2018 because I've just realised one thing. I've never done this before. I've never put the date beforehand. And when I go back and listen to it, sometimes I have like this bad habit of just putting in some gibberish of a file name, and then I have to listen, and I'm going, when did we talk about that? So now I'm putting the dates at the start of every single one.
You're a fucking knob.
Yes, I am. Anyway, last time we said we were going to do our topic on games we would like to see on the PlayStation Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to point out that we went well over the 20 games.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've stripped it down to 20 and we've added some honourable mentions, which could be possible future additional games if they pour it on the back that's been hidden underneath the clasp, underneath the flap.
Yeah.
Which was where you would put cheat cartridges on the original one. If that is an Ethernet cable for downloading more content, these honourable mentions would be games we would like to see come out as downloadable games, or games that we don't want to see on it because, you know, they've got re-releases and remakes and stuff out in recent years or upcoming.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it would enhance the feel of the console as being a legitimate Sony product, and it would really bring back the nostalgia factor as well.
You know, sometimes I can go against it, like you said, if the re-releases.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, if you look at what you've got and look what you had, it's like, well... Ugh.
Yeah. But I don't know about Mark's list, but my list is in no particular order.
I feel like I'm going to hit with some of the bigger ones early on. The other ones are more just like what I like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, every game on my list I've played and enjoyed. Not all of them I was good at, but I did play and enjoy all of them.
Yeah, for me, most of them I didn't complete, but I've got enough of a story that made an impression, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Well, my first game is a 1999 game, published and developed by Konami, and it's the classic survival horror Silent Hill. Now, we've already got Resident Evil on PlayStation Classic.
Is it one or... No, it's Director's Cut, isn't it?
Director's Cut is on the PlayStation Classic, yeah. That's Resident Evil 1. And I was never really good at Resident Evil. I didn't really enjoy Resident Evil. Survival horror's not really my thing.
Nope, I still can't do
I
it.
really, really quite enjoyed Silent Hill, so it made sense. I still wanted one of the kind of staple of the horror genres, and just switching at Resident Evil with Silent Hill for me was the way to go because it's one of the best horror games in my view ever.
I would have had both because I actually had that on the list and I crossed it out.
Yeah,
because I was looking at, I'm like, you want all kind of genres represented in a console.
Yeah,
and they did bring out some utter bangers, and you're like, why not just have both? You got 20 games, like fucking pick 2 epic ones for each kind of genre.
Yeah, I mean, I would have both, but I decided to try and get a balance of genres. I was only going to have one survival horror, so obviously being more of a Silent Hill fan than a Resident Evil fan, Silent Hill won that.
Alright, for me, admittedly, somewhat controversially, some people might say, I did go for a Final Fantasy game.
Oh.
But it's one I prefer over 7.
Oh.
Which is 9. I thought 9 was so much better than 7. I think it's not even down to graphics. Honestly, I think it's... Obviously, the 7's very dystopian. It's like society going wrong, all that shit. That's cool. But I just feel like a storybook setting and feel of 9 That's what really grabbed me, man.
It definitely goes back towards the kind of older Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3. It does go back to the kind of roots. It relies heavily on crystals and stuff like that as well, which it was a recurring theme even in 7, because what they weren't called crystals, it was called materia and Mako, but it really focuses on the original recurring themes from the older games.
Yeah, it just feels like just generally a classic RPG.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, all Final Fantasy games are RPGs, I get that. But for me, it felt more like 9 was the first one I played. Also, back then, I only played 7, 8, 9. But it's the first one I played where you can distinctly see a class.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Whereas, obviously, with 7, it's more just random. It's like just guys with weapons going about it.
I would say that every character in Final Fantasy 7 fits an archetype.
It's not exactly like a class type.
While they are limited to the abilities that class, like that they are kind of the look of and the attitude of.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily just have to stick with those skills.
True.
They do lend themselves better to that kind of play style. For example, using Aerith as a white mage.
Yeah.
And you've got
Flash summon, wasn't it? No.
You've got like Cloud as like kind of warrior knight kind of character. Sid is a dragoon.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've got
Yeah, no, I don't
like
get
that.
you.
But at the same time, it doesn't have a skill-based progression system. Rather, it's just materia. And your skill-based progression is the limit breaks.
Yeah.
The limit breaks really keep them to that archetype, rather than player choice through how you what materia you equip. But yeah, I definitely agree that 9 is probably a better option than 7. Although I would ultimately have picked 8 over 7.
I don't know, 8 put me off in so many ways, whereas for 9, it's just honestly, it looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd say, even with the graphics of today, I'd still say 9's probably the best Final Fantasy game.
9 was the best looking Final Fantasy game on the PlayStation 1. I definitely agree.
I'd still argue it does outstrip some older ones.
It definitely looks a lot. It looked better in some respects than Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Like during gameplay, I felt 9 looked better than 10, but during the cutscenes, like 10 just blew it out the park.
Yeah, I do give you that. 10's cutscenes were. I always remember was it Xanarkin one near the start? Yeah. I mean, you're going to do a kick, and then there's the rock music starts.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 10 was the first one to add voices as well, like proper voices.
Yes.
And in some instances, it did kind of ruin it. For instance, ultimate gift noise, if there's such a thing, of ha 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 ha.
Yeah. The count, yeah. That's what I nicknamed it years ago, was the count, because the count supposed to be 1 ha 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 ha. I agree, but at the same time, I think if they made you stick with the character name Tidus instead of being able to change it.
Oh, I hate when you can.
And because of the voice acting,
yeah.
like, I think it would, because they never refer to them as by name. It's like, hey you, or what do you think? And it sometimes, like, I mean, what do you think is a standard sentence, but when you're in a group of people,
yeah, exactly.
you would generally, like, say there was about 10 of us in this room, I would say, what do you think, Mark? But when you go, what do you think, to one person in a group of folk, it does make things feel a bit awkward.
I don't see the point in letting. This is just a general nitpicky thing for me. If you're playing an RPG, you want to play as a role. You want to play a character.
Yeah.
You don't want to be, let's call you Arseface, and then that's it.
Yeah.
No one wants to play a game when you're literally able to call yourself Arseface. Stupid. Just give me the role. I'll play the role. Like Shepherd.
Yeah.
You can give him a first name.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about the first name because he's Shepherd.
Like, I agree and disagree. I don't mind giving RPG characters' names, as long as there's no voice acting.
Like Pokemon,
if it's
so it's
solely
fine.
tech, yeah, or like Final Fantasy 9 and older,
Yeah,
there was no voice acting, so
it never got awkward.
it never got awkward. That's what was great about Final Fantasy 12 and 13 and 15 is you couldn't change the names of characters, so the voice acting worked a lot better.
Yeah, because you're just playing the character.
Exactly.
Alright.
I mean, yeah. So Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
Well, my next one is a 1999 racing game developed by Polyphony Digital and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. And it's Gran Turismo 2.
Not bad.
Obviously, I've been on a bit of a racing game burn just now. A bit. I've been playing GT Sport, and I've just really been enjoying it. And I remember back to the days of Gran Turismo 3, which I think was a launch title for the PS2.
Yeah.
And it had endurance races, which were things like the 24 hours of the Le Mans.
No, for fuck.
And like you actually done 24 hours of driving around Circuit de la Sarthe. Obviously you didn't have the LMP1 cars. You had a couple. You had like the Mazda 787B, which is the classically known one from Gran Turismo. It's the green and orange one.
Oh, okay.
Right. And it takes me like it was better than Gran Turismo 1, but it was the last one on. Like GT3 wasn't on PS1, so I kind of went for the second one. It added I think it added like 160 new cars over the base game.
Jesus.
It had great music. It had I think it had about 10, 12 more tracks, and the tuning was a lot more interactive, and it felt more sim racing than arcade as well.
All right.
Which was great because that was something I was really quite enjoying, was the ability to tweak your car, just that, change the ride height by a couple of millimeters just to get that better run around the curve. Like in a banked circuit.
Yeah.
You'd raise the ride height, but in a flat circuit, you would lower it close to the ground, better downforce, and you can take corners faster that way because you've got better downforce. I really enjoyed that.
In your fucking racing terminology. And just to clarify, Willie Jack's like super into this, and he's like gotten all the years and shit. I've been lazy, and I've got the titles and what memories / information I have in the title. So yeah, lump it. Right. Okay. My second one, and we're only on number 2. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Okay, admittedly, this one, I did consult a few websites and that just for inspiration, but this one's when it stuck out even before that. Played it a few years back, not in the PlayStation 1, but I played it in the PS Vita.
Yeah. Which was basically a collection of PlayStation 1 games, really.
Oh, but yeah. It's called The Vagrant Story.
Yeah, I remember Vagrant Story, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the few RPGs I remember, like, it just felt so different. Like, the fact you're able to, like, fully walk around, like, it's almost like it's like a sandbox thing, but it's an RPG. And it's like you can, like, target different body parts.
Yeah.
So the first game I remember you're able to do that.
If I remember correctly, yeah, as Fallout might have done it
Fallout,
beforehand.
I'm not too sure.
But Fallout wasn't, like, this was back in the days when Interplay made Fallout and it was only on PC.
Yeah.
I can't remember what. I know they came out kind of close, like within 2 years of each other, but I just cannot remember which one came first.
Yeah.
Um,
And the only one in terms of Fallout, the only one I've probably got into was Fallout 3, and obviously Battlepoint you can definitely do it. But for me, like, the idea of just playing like a proper RPG type game and blasting away someone's limbs so they can't use a weapon, it was insane.
yeah.
Admittedly, I'd never got that far into it. No, horrible. But gameplay wise and what story I did get was just crazy. Plus, it was one of those weird ones where they didn't purely go overboard on cutscenes. They had them,
Yeah.
but it's still game graphics.
Yeah.
So it never felt like it was dragging you, like, out of, like, alright graphics and
Yeah.
dumping you back into it kind of thing. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, main reason I wanted to hear low is because I think like it started a very cool gameplay mechanism, which is obviously still going today.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not just Fallout that uses that, because you've got Kingdom Come Deliverance, which you started using, maybe not specifically limb targeting,
Yeah.
but it does have the 5 kind of points from which you can attack and defend, and it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors using that.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And that game Kingdom Come Deliverance looks so good. It got released like earlier this year,
Mm.
and it was like it's meant to play like The Witcher and feel like The Witcher, but just a different story and all that. And it does look good, and I keep meaning to play it, and I never do.
It's one of those ones that I have heard a lot about, and I've checked out a good chunk of it, but I was just like, would this be worth it, or would this be a waste of time? I'm honestly unsure.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
My next one is Heart of Darkness. It was developed by Amazing Studios in 1998. Published by Infogrames, and it's a kind of cinematic platformer. It's got quite dark tones, and basically it's a young kid wanders through this really, really dark looking area, and shadows can pop out of the walls and stuff and knock you off cliffs and stuff, and he's doing this just to save his dog. It's such a beautiful story of a kid who just wants his puppy back, and he goes through all this trouble, and don't get me wrong, it's a fucking hard game. Well, I mean, at least it was when I was 8 years old.
Ah, true.
I never completed it. I got like about halfway through.
Still get screwed over by it.
Yeah, probably. I just could not get past this one, like kind of platforming sequence. I just could not figure it out. But it was definitely a fun game. Up until that point, then it became overly frustrating.
Just kind of looking at it going, fucking why?
It was 8 years old. I discovered gamer rage.
I mean, back then it's just rage.
Yeah, but it developed into gamer rage.
Alright, for my third one, I've got first of two, but a bit above spoiler. Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain.
I expected you to bring that one up at some point.
Admittedly, right. This is not one I played more of, so this is the original one. So this is like the how do I have to turn this? I'm horrible with gamer technology. It's just the visual. It's not like a third person or anything. It's like an almost like Final Fantasy kind of idea.
Oh yeah, like
you looking up from the sky, looking down kind of
isometric.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's that kind of game. It's pretty cool, and it does give you a good explanation and stuff of what kicked all off the Legacy of Kain series.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I played more of Blood Omen 2. That was a fucking amazing game, but it's PlayStation 2, unfortunately. But yeah, credits due where it's needed. It kicked off what for me was one of the defining series for my childhood. Because I mean, Legacy of Kain, you cannot fucking top it, especially when you're a wee goth kid.
Yeah.
Fucking vampire man.
Yeah, no, I totally know.
I
didn't play Legacy of Kain because I was always, when it was a Square Enix property, and when it came at that point in time when you said Square Enix to me, I was like, I don't care if it's not Final Fantasy, you can go away. Do you know what I mean? And I've never actually had the chance to get back around to actually playing it now. Just because there's always so many games on my list.
It's just downside of getting older in it and getting money. You're like, oh come on.
Downside of having a job.
Fuck up, man.
I've actually got 2 games for my next one because I couldn't decide.
Oh fuck yeah! If you just said that, I could have fucking just added in my second one.
No, right. I only want one of these 2 games. I don't want both of them.
Okay, got you.
But
you can't tell which one.
There's one that I prefer over the other, and then there's one that's more recognizable. So one I've picked because it's more marketable,
okay,
and one I've picked because I preferred it. So these are Worms World Party and Hogs of War. They're both very similar games. I mean, obviously, Worms.
Yeah.
The kind of 2D battle thing, right? Well, Hogs of War is that in 3D.
Sounds fucking random.
And it was so good.
Admittedly, in my
Worms is more marketable because Worms is better known.
I actually be surprised. And I check out, I think it was 6 or 7 100 best games list. Hogs of War came up quite often.
Yeah.
Worms not so much.
Yeah, but more people know Worms than know Hogs of War, despite the fact that Hogs of War got better review scores. It sold better than World Party.
Mm-hmm.
But despite all that, because Hogs of War only ever had one game,
Right.
and then Worms had
kept going.
Worms 3D, Worms World Party, Battlefield. Was it WMD? Whatever the one on PlayStation Network about 6 months ago was.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very similar games. It's just one's 2D, one's 3D. I think realistically I would put Worms on it because it is more marketable.
Nah, stick to your guns.
But I
man.
would prefer Hogs of War because I loved Worms. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I did prefer Hogs of War though.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very difficult one. That's the only reason I put them both down. But it definitely one or the other.
Okay. For me, well, I'll be too hard to give it away. It's only other one that was on PlayStation, which is Soul Reaver, and fucking hell, such an amazing game. It's one of the for its time, so fucking dark and serious. Just the mechanics of being able to like traverse from the living world to the world of dead and all that shit. Oh, yeah, you couldn't top it back then, man. You just fucking couldn't. Oh, and if you want to get like lost in the atmospherics, then the best way to do it is just literally just sit with the lights off and play that fucking game. Just having a little interim while Jack makes noise.
I do apologise. I'm actually in the middle of battling a cold, which hit me like a ton of bricks last night at like midnight. So I'm kind of battling it with airwaves and Hall soothers. It's not the best solution.
No, he's going down.
It's fine. I'll survive. I'll make it through this. But no, you were saying about Soul Reaver there. I've never played it myself, but I was there. I was sitting watching my pals play it. Because we used to just do that. You know, we would sit and we would all play video games together, and it was one that I never actually got around to playing with them. I always watched them. I ended up playing a lot of the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
They played Soul Reaver one time. It just looks like such a good game. It looked really enjoyable. I really enjoyed watching them play it.
Like for me, it's one of those series where like kind of like for me they do things in a really intelligent way, in which you build up the mythos behind these two characters, and then you get later on Legacy Kain Defiance, in which two of them go against each other. And for me, it's the smartest way of doing it. When you build up these two characters, you build up the mythology, and then just like get them to meet. And you don't get many people doing that nowadays. Like only ever really push one product.
My next one is I never actually played the full game of this, right? But I had the demo and I played the absolute hell out of that demo.
Like, I swear to God, if I can guess it. Only because I heard someone recently, like, I think it was one of PlayStation online things talk about it. Wasn't Hitman or something, was it?
No.
Alright, okay.
I mean, you could do that with like Hitman, like the new Hitman.
Yeah.
Because it's episodic and the demo gives you the episode 1 for free. But no, Future Cop LAPD.
Right. The amount of times I've seen that in those fucking lists. What is this game?
It is a kind of top-down-ish shooter. It's not quite top-down, but it's not quite isometric view either. It's kind of somewhere in between.
So like you're looking from a really kind of top-person side?
Very high angle, but not top-down.
Okay, so like what, like...
So you're like a 10-degree angle.
It's like bird's eye kind of almost?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you fight crime in what's called the X1 Proto.
Okay.
And it's a giant mecha, which can either be your standard mecha suit, or it can transform into like a kind of hovercraft.
What?
Which looks so good. And when it's in hovercraft mode, you get long range weapons, and then it was just so much fun to play. And it had like in the full release, which I never played, but I just to top myself up on my knowledge, I kind of researched into it. I think it was called Precinct Battle Mode, and that was kind of your early day MOBAs.
All right.
Only it was you with the AI against the AI. And at times it could also feel kind of like Command and Conquer or Warcraft, Starcraft-ish, like add kind of RTS. and it was really fun to play the demo. I played the absolute hell out of that demo,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love to see it be that. But it was actually made by Visceral Games.
Oh, right, okay. Not bad.
Back then they were known as EA Redwood Shores.
All right. I'm actually going to break list here because you already brought the buggers up. So one of my guys is Worms Armageddon. Because I remember spending months going at my dad in this game. And when you get like such a simple formatted game in which you can just sit with your kid and play it, it's not fucking difficult. You don't need to know a story. It's literally pick a weapon and try and kill each other.
Yep.
It's just one of the most enjoyable things I can remember. And to this day, I still fucking hate the Holy Hand Grenade. That and was it the Super Sheep or whatever? Like trying to like control that fucker. You blast off in there, spins, and you're like, okay, I need to like right, press X right now, and I fucked it. And
See, I always used the old lady.
I fucking hate all
Yep.
Oh fuck no, man. Admittedly, I only mainly use the Holy Hand Grenade just because of the boom. Oh, so good, man. But yeah, legitimately, that was just one of the best games growing up. It's not about the graphics. It was never about that. It's just literally the humor and the weapons, and it was just fun.
And like something I probably should have mentioned back when I mentioned my Worms and Hogs of War entry was it was just such a great couch co-op game.
Oh,
like couch multiplayer game.
Yeah,
which is why I picked it because not a lot of the games that I've picked have multiplayer modes.
Yeah, I get you, man.
I mean, Gran Turismo had one, and Future Cop had one, but not a lot of my upcoming ones have that. There's a couple there that do, but not a lot.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm looking for them. I think maybe 4, 5, maybe.
Yeah. And the fact that this is coming with 2 joypads, and I'm like, I need to put more multiplayer games in to make the joypads like
worth it.
A reason to have 2.
Well, that's the downside. Just growing up being gamers, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
My next one doesn't need an explanation. Tomb Raider. Enough said.
You only said that because I fucking said, you bastard.
Everybody knows Tomb Raider.
Yeah, to clarify, well, Jax, adamant that Tomb Raider belongs there. I'm not sold on it. It's just one of those games where I think you would get into it or you don't. I just never got into it. I even have the newer one, when I think it's the first newer one.
Yeah, the by Square Enix.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it looks good.
Yeah.
But
I've played a bit of it. I'm not so good at this one.
Oh, no, I wasn't good at the first one, not good at this one. I just don't like them.
Like, see, thing is, I didn't want to put Tomb Raider on the list because it's had new games come out recently.
Yeah, it's just everywhere.
But because it's not the same Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like James Bond almost. They all change except this is meant to be the same person, even though you're like,
yeah,
is it really? First one's like hard as nails shooter. Other one's like, oh no, I'm trapped in an island. Oh no.
So I wanted to go back to the beginning of the Tomb Raider series.
And the badass ones, fucking double pistol in it going.
Yeah, I'm an archaeologist, but yeah, oh look, a tiger, bang bang.
Yeah, you're just like, what the fuck? Wow, I can backflip 8 feet in the air.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a good game. Like, even if you couldn't figure out the puzzles or play through the game properly, like you had, it was just such a fun game to just mess around in and explore and shoot things, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I just thought going back to the original Tomb Raider would be nice.
Nah, in fact, obviously, for a lot of young gamers, it was a massive first.
Yeah. Aye.
Oh, do you know?
In their minds.
Yeah. Draken? No, sorry, I'm assuming you know. The whole reason for the fact she's got pure massive cones on her chest, it was an accident by the developer.
Yeah, and do you also know that the developer based the character Lara Croft on their sister?
Oh, no, man.
Yep.
Like, at first it was like a nice like homage to her, and then he fucked up with it, so he's like, fuck. And then sister comes in the shops later on and is like, bro, we need to talk. What the hell? Oh, it's so creepy. What the fuck? Oh, it was like so nice, and it's like, oh, wrong. Anyway, arguably mine is just as well known, and it's a lot more fun to play. Tony Hawk's
Which one?
Pro Skater 1.
That's okay then.
Like, admittedly, I went through all this, and Tony Hawk's is on all of them.
Yep.
But it's 2. And I'm like, no. I played 1, I played the fuck out of 1, I loved 1. And it's got just, that's the soundtrack. Even now, I can, if I can listen to it, I can still sing along. Weird enough, I can never do just by like doing it now, but stick on song, I'll be able to sing along.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like one of the first games like I've ever had, and it was just fucking amazing. I sat and played it for hours and hours and hours. It's just, oh man, you just can't get the same kind of feel nowadays. It's also very fucking technical. Oh well, suck it, bitch. Got there first.
I'm still mentioning it.
Well, fine then.
Although we're only at 7 and that's all the way down at 11, so we've got a ways to go.
Yeah, the only reason I jumped is because you jumped in mine. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Tony Hawk. I mean, even now, I'd still say it holds up as one of the like best games to play as one. I don't think the sequels work as well purely because it's a sequel in mind.
Oh no, I was going to disagree just because of my next two.
Okay, here we go.
These are also the very cheaty ones, quotation marks, that I said to you beforehand.
Okay.
So first one is Final Fantasy Origins, which is a 2003 compilation by Squaresoft, and it is the PlayStation ports of the GBA games FF1 and 2.
Would that also be known as Anthology? No. Was that
No,
something else?
Anthology was 1, 2, 3.
Oh, sorry, there's such a big difference. Fuck's sake.
Well, it has 3 as well.
Yeah, well, no, I did see a tunnel.
But the thing is, it was using the Western numbering system for that one.
Alright.
So it was Final Fantasies 1, 4, and 5 that were actually released in that version. But this is the actual 1 and 2.
Okay. Fuck.
Because the Final Fantasy numbering system is so inconsistent outside of Japan up until they re-released every game on Steam and the DS. 1 was 1, 2 was like 3 or 4, 3 was like 4, 5 or 6 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but until 7, some of the other games were released in the West, but they weren't named consistently.
That's some janky ass numbering systems.
Yep. But yeah, no, I mean, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, fantastic games. I love going back and playing them every now and again. And just, it just seems right to go back to the roots of a game, even though this is not a game that was made for the Sony systems. It was ported to the Sony systems. It was made for the Nintendo Entertainment System, like all the way back in 1987. So I don't know. I really, really enjoyed these games. I'll kind of want an excuse to play them again.
And it's basically started you off in your pure Final Fantasy life.
No, it created Final Fantasy for me to have a Final Fantasy life. Final Fantasy 7 started me out on it.
Admittedly, the whole fact you stuck with the same name pisses me off a little bit. Like, well, it was not ever called Final Fantasy because the guy didn't think it was going to work.
No.
Yeah?
No.
I checked in the website and shit. That's what it says. It was only called Final Fantasy because it was his Final Fantasy that looked at the game, and the game went well. So Final Fantasy 2.
No, I thought you meant like it was going to be the last game for Square Enix, which is a total misconception. A lot of people say it's called Final Fantasy because it's the last game before Square Enix go bankrupt. It's like, no, it's I can't even speak.
Yeah, no, like I remember checked out because the guy didn't think it was going to take off, so he thought it was going to be his final game.
Yeah.
And then out comes 2 and 3 and all that shit, and he's like, well, this is a bit embarrassing.
But it wasn't even meant to be called Final Fantasy originally. It was meant to be called Fighting Fantasy.
But
there was already shit. There was actually already a board game with that name in Japan.
Well, thank God for that.
But it didn't really matter. You could have just thrown together any 2 words as long as they start with the F sound, because that was what they were going for, the FF.
Oh.
Which has a different sound in Japanese, obviously.
Yeah.
and that was the sound they were going for the name, was the FF sound in Japanese.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Again, no, it's just purely just because Final Fantasy, and it was like 15 games later, and all
Not 15 games later.
fine, 15 proper additions later, and all abridged things, and all additional bits and bobs and blah blah blah.
138 and counting.
Seriously?
Actually, World of Final Fantasy Maxima came out the other day, so 139 and counting.
Holy fuck. Right then. Okay. Sorry, is that your one done? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. For me, the next one, admittedly, when it comes to like this kind of fighting games and such, and for me, it started off with 3 games. Oh, that's what really got me into fighting games. So that'd be Tekken. For me, low, it was Tekken 3. But again, that's on classic. So naturally, no point talking about that. Mortal Kombat. But again, just the nature of the game, it was never going to be in a classic.
Yeah.
Because while it was awesome, no one wants blood,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So, I went with one that was just very weird at the time, I thought. And that was Soul Edge. Soul Edge was fucking amazing. It had some weirdest characters I've ever come across.
It was not actually called Soul Edge over here.
I know,
It's only called Soul Edge in Japan.
I swear to God, the one I played was called Soul Edge.
You got a pirated copy, you prick. No, kidding.
I have no idea. I just remember, even in game...
It was the very first prints in Europe and America were called Soul Edge, but then they were sued by Tim Langdell for the use of the word edge. So they all got reprinted to be Soul Blade. And so, like, we're on Soul Calibur 6 now, which is actually technically the 7th game, because the first Soul Calibur game, called Soul Calibur, was Soul Calibur, but it was actually the second game of the series. But yes.
Fuck, right, okay. No, like, it was just one of those games that's just so random. And I think just obviously the idea of having all these different like weapon types you could use, it was just insane. I think my favourite guy, well, I hate it now. Like, my favourite guy was this big barbarian fucker. Fucking like 7 feet tall with massive battle axe.
Astaroth. Was it not Astaroth?
I have no idea. Just the fact to keep your fuck someone right in the shoulder and you go flying at the ring, you're like, that's amazing. He was awesome. Was it Siegfried? He was epic as shit.
Because you got Siegfried and Nightmare, which are palette swaps.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Because one has the Soul Edge and one has the Soul Blade.
Ah, right, okay. And then you just get the creepy fucker, what's his name, Voldo?
Yes, I love Voldo.
Like, the first, bear in mind, right, I'm fucking like, what, 8, 9, 10, whatever, son. And this little fucker comes wrong, balancing in the fucking, you're like, no, what the fuck are you, man? Nah.
No.
It was a bit too creepy for me.
Have you seen what people have been doing in the character creator using Voldo's moveset?
Yeah, I think you sent me that.
Oh, yeah, so I did.
That was so wrong. I don't want to jiggling at me. It's like a horror porn or some shit.
I can help but send that to you when I came across it, because I didn't look for that. I was doing research for the podcast.
I didn't look for creepy porn shit, but it happened.
I was looking for stuff for the podcast, and it was like players use the character creator in ways which make us say this is why we can't have nice things. Admittedly,
some of the things I've seen them make character wise is amazing.
Oh yeah,
it's like
I've seen some fantastic ones, and then you see that. But it turns out Bandai Namco are going to ban anyone that uses that configuration if they use it online. You can use it in your single player campaign all you like.
Whoa.
But if you use that online, you will get banned.
Why make that an option then?
Because it wasn't intended to be an option.
They gave him a big phallus-shaped protuberance.
Yeah, but that's 3 separate elements that players have put together in that fashion. That's not one thing that they've put on. No.
Well, I don't know if I've played it.
It uses like the apple, the cylinder, and the heart shapes.
That just sounds fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, for me that was one of the best fighting games I've played.
I loved it.
Don't get me wrong, obviously it doesn't stand up graphically today.
No.
Even then in some scenes it was a bit like Nah, but I remember like it was like I think it was probably the first game. You were later Tekken 3. I stayed up like all night just playing for all the story missions and stuff. And
Yeah.
oh man, what I would say though is while Tekken can be a bit kooky and shit sometimes, like go for ending stories.
Yeah.
Like if I'm trying, like especially when it comes to like the panda or bear or whatever, the ones are always fucking weird. All the stories for Soul Edge are quite impactful. Like I think if I remember right, Siegfried gets it, and like you said, he becomes Nightmare.
Yep.
And some you're like, I played all this time, struggled like fuck, and he goes bad. Really? But yeah, it was epic, man. Total trip down memory lane.
Can't believe it's technically stole 2 of mine already, man. That's
Hey,
shocking.
You referenced one of mine, you prick. You didn't even need 2. I'm gonna cheat here and use 2.
My next one is Final Fantasy Collection,
Alright, okay.
which is was released in 1999, and it's ports of Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
For the PS1. So yeah, again, I really love the games from before 7,
Mm-hmm.
particularly 1, 2, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 4, and 6.
Yeah.
Like they're like my favorite pre-7 games. I struggle to get into 3 a bit, but once I spend about an hour in game, I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's the same with 5.
Was it gameplay or what?
I don't know.
Mechanics?
I don't know. I just need to spend that hour playing it before it clicks in. But like the rest of them, I just love them. I
Mhm.
pick them up and just play.
Yeah.
So I thought try and get as many of the pre-7 games in as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked that, and I mean I know I'm putting 2 Final Fantasy games in there.
Nah, I'm not surprised at all,
But-
man. So
I needed to fill like fill out my JRPG quota there.
out of curiosity, are they as long as like 7 in that?
No.
Really? Oh,
No.
okay. I thought we would have been.
I mean, if playing Final Fantasy Collection would probably be about as long as playing Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, okay.
You know, the 3 games,
Mhm.
4, 5, and 6 would be probably the equivalent to playing 7, but none of the games on their own. They're all single disc games. I mean, 4, 5, and 6 were all on the Super Nintendo,
Damn. All right.
so
Okay.
they can't be as big as Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Okay, so for my next one, admittedly I've not played this particular version. I've played an updated version that I got on the PlayStation Vita, but I'm going to reference this one because the one I did play was awesome, so naturally the origins of it must be pretty rad as well. And that's Final Fantasy Tactics.
Final Fantasy Tactics is great.
Yeah, so one I played, something, I think it was Lion Roar or some shit.
War of the Line.
Close enough, is it? What?
Hold on, I'll just.
I should have questioned it. Now he's gonna hunt it down. But yeah, for me, the idea of just playing, through a story and building up a team of all these random like characters, like we're not like story-driven characters.
Yeah.
It's literally you make up your crew. For me, I thought that was really cool. And the fact that you can just like go through all the different classes and just make a pure ultimate destroyer.
War of the Lions.
Yes, War of Lions. And I just thought it was really cool. I just loved the idea you can get all these different things. Only thing that did annoy me is the sheer amount of fucking chocobos you get.
Oh yeah,
You
who
become-
doesn't love Chocobo though?
When they're taking up half your roster and you're looking at them going, you're fucking chocobos. I could be having awesome guys and all I've got is chocobos. Then you have to like go through them and chuck half of them and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, generally Tactics is just an epic game. Just wholly enjoyable.
Yeah, a lot of the sequels and spin-offs are great for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it's one of the few Final Fantasy games that isn't the MMO where you could change class at any point you like.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it does give you freedom. So if you really want to like set like even traps and stuff to like lure in a strong opponent, you're like, 4 mages, you're fucked.
yeah. My next one, yet another RPG.
Oh.
Yet another
shocker.
JRPG.
Oh, I'm so surprised.
And I'm going the opposite side of the Square Enix boat here.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Quest 7.
Did that come out in?
Yep.
Oh, fair
It
enough.
was out in 2000. It wasn't
Wow.
actually developed, like, everybody goes, oh, Dragon Quest, the best thing to come out of Enix. This one wasn't actually made by Enix.
Alright.
Dragon Quest, I think it was Dragon Quest 4,
Mm-hmm.
7, and 8. The three considered to be the best Dragon Quest games were not actually made by Enix.
Fuck,
They were
man.
developed by Heartbeat and published by Enix.
Alright.
But yeah, I mean, it's just such a classic JRPG that's not Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So it just made sense to put that on there, just kind of spread out the kind of JRPG-ness.
Yeah.
So it's not all just Final Fantasy. So that's kind of the main reason I picked it, was just to add some diversity to the JRPG section of it. But at the same time, I felt I was favouring Squaresoft over Enix and that kind of Square Enix thing, so I had to just give them a wee bit of a nod.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna choose one of my lesser known ones here because I guess I'd rather kind of mix in the ones I think are really good games and ones I just think I grew up playing, so I think they're good games. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
This one's X-Men Mutant Academy. It was like a fighting game, but you just play as characters from X-Men.
Yeah.
And obviously back when the amount of comic book based games you could get weren't very high because it was kind of the start of it.
Yeah.
So that was back when the idea of sitting playing as your favorite guys were just insane.
Like, I think that's when the Marvel vs. Capcom started, because it was Capcom that made that.
Oh, I think it probably was. Yeah, I think Capcom taking over for all of Marvel's like fighting game needs kind of thing.
And then what they done was, instead of Marvel vs. Capcom,
Mm.
it was X-Men vs. Street Fighter was the next game after that.
I'm not sure, but was a sequel to this one, just X-Men Mutant Academy 2.
No, I don't mean like series wise, but the
in
next
general.
released game.
Yeah.
But like the game after that's like, because Capcom made it,
Yeah.
it started the Marvel vs. Capcom series.
I mean, just in general, it was just a fun game. Plus,
Yeah.
I think if I remember right, it was the proper like roster wise, so there's all people you'd know from like the old TV show. So yeah, just generally it was fun, pass the time, and especially if you're pure geeky fuck, the idea of sitting and playing like Beast and jumping around, rolling in the air, you're like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is what I was waiting on.
My next one is actually a PC game, but it was ported to the PS1.
Okay.
And it's Theme Park World.
See, that is, I know generally that is a good game, and if I'd played it, I'd put it on. But it's one of those things I don't have the patience to build shit, and that's why I can't play Sims, even though I know it's a good game.
Yeah.
But I don't have patience.
See, because what I wanted to do, right, was that I wanted to put SimCity 2000 on it,
Okay.
because that is the better sim game.
Mm-hmm.
However, SimCity 2000 is just, it takes too much effort to like coordinate power, transport, utilities, what's industrial, what's residential, what's commercial. I was like, no, just build a fucking theme park.
Pretty much.
And to be fair, either way, EA is still getting the money because they're both EA games.
Mm.
Theme Park World developed by Bullfrog, which is now EA UK.
Oh, okay, right.
And SimCity developed by Maxis, which is dead. They still call it Maxis, but it's really just random parts of EA now.
Mm-hmm.
And they just keep the branding to shove on to anything that's branded The Sims. Maxis no longer exists as a company.
That's
It's
just dark.
just a brand. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can't deny that those kind of games are just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I would say I was a bit kind of iffy about putting it on,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, sim games like that take a long time to play,
Yeah.
because you've got to, a lot of it's trial and error as well. You know, it's not just a case of let's put a roller coaster there. you've got to figure out what kind of roller coaster. Is it going to be one with lots of loops? Is it going to be ones with spins? Is it just going to be a kind of kiddies roller coaster that goes up and down and like a kind of figure of eight like thing?
Yeah.
Find the space and then design it the exact way you want to, and then you've got to it's such a difficult game to play perfect because there's so much trial and error, but it's such an easy game to pick up because it's just a really chilled out, delightful game to play, and that's why I put it on, because it is just I think it's probably one of the few games I've picked that you could just put on and chill. You don't have to use your brain too much, even though I've just described trial and error. It's one of those ones you can just have a laugh with it. If you build something that's completely ridiculous, you can just enjoy that,
Like, no, the main things I've heard about it is like similar to like the horror stories you hear from Sims, in which people let out their darkest demons and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like literally make like death raids. And it's like if people, I don't know specific, this might be more relative to later on, like if people trying to like, I don't know, cut in line, or if they end up getting pure apathy, they put them in like a fast track queue to this one roller coaster, which we know will kill the people who go on it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck? Or it's like if people, I think it's like if we need the toilet and they make the queue unnecessarily long, but then take away the toilet.
Yep.
And you're just like, it's fucking evil.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people who could be like that. But at the same time, that's part of the joy of sim games.
Yeah.
Is you kind of play God.
Kind of. You do.
You do. And you would do things you might not normally do in real life.
Be a dick.
Yeah. So I mean that's part of the fun of it for me, is just building weird shit, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one is, it's actually embarrassing to admit this. It's one of the few RPGs I've properly completed. Like, for instance, I'm gonna hate admitting this, but I literally, back when I was still playing Final Fantasies, right? I could never complete them. The final fights were always so difficult for me.
Yeah.
I think was it so it was 7 or 9. It was like I was going down, it's like going down into a mountain or some shit. I think it might be 7. I don't know, because I've not completed it.
Are you talking about the Northern Crater at 7 where you fight Sephiroth at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could never get down there. I got all the way there and I'm like, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can never finish it. Pains me to admit. Whereas this one, like I said, this is one of your RPGs where I kicked his ass and I was so happy at the time, and I actually forgot about it until I seen it in the list, and then I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? And it's called the Shadow Madness. Have you ever heard of it? Wow,
No.
it's quite shocking you've not heard of this.
I know, that is quite shocking that you found a game I've never heard of.
It's just this really cool random well, I'd say it's cool because I completed it. It's this random RPG. Played it back fucking like when I was like 12. Taking me, I think it was like literally 2-3 weeks to complete, and it's just one of the few games. It's like one of those games where you first play it, you think it's shit, so you leave it. Then one day you're bored. You've played all your other games, like, like I'll put it on. Then it's like 3 weeks later, you finally come out with the game, like, wow, that was some ride. And that was it for me. It was just, I think it was my first proper in-depth taste of an RPG, and that's what just grabbed me and never hasn't let me go since. And it's I think it's one of the few games I've come across as well, which allows you if I remember right, it's like how to term it, good game mechanic. It's like the rings, expanding rings.
Yeah.
And if you hit it in the right point, you deal more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those types of games, and it was my first time ever coming across it. And I'm still shit at it, admittedly. I've still got shit timing. But yeah, it was just one of those interesting game things as well, and it just put you into it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just one of those games I just played randomly. I thought it was crap initially. Loved it afterwards, and yeah, that's RPGs for me, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to skip my next one.
Ah, you wuss.
Because you kind of fucking stole it. And I say kind of because it was Tony Hawk game ever.
No.
Yeah.
One or none.
No, man. Pro Skater 3.
Okay, well, we'll give you...
And here is my logic behind it, right?
Yeah, have us, right.
They all have pretty much the same characters.
Yeah.
They all have very similar art styles.
Mm-hmm.
They all have very similar music.
Mm-hmm.
They all have very similar, like kind of areas to play the game in.
Yeah, skate.
However, one thing that Tony Hawk's 3 has over Tony Hawk's 1 is you can play as Darth Maul and Spider-Man.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That was it. Legit. That was the only reason I picked Pro Skater 3 over any of the other
You
ones.
damn geek, man. Well, if you're gonna go that way, if we could have included, if this was the best Tony Hawk game, I would have went for Tony Hawk Underground. That had the proper story to it. Don't know if you ever played
Yeah,
that.
no, I remember Underground, yeah.
That was insane. I remember
It kind of felt more like an episode of Jackass with Bam Margera.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you just pure fuck about. For whatever reason, I remember I made like a fucking random She-Hulk type looking girl, and I don't know why. And just like you fucked about, and then you got so far into the game, you're like, I've gotten too far into it now to actually change my character.
Yeah, I did something very similar, only instead of with Tony Hawk's Underground, it was with Saints Row.
Oh. Wait, was that in PlayStation 1 as well? Or was that
No, it was PS4.
Saints
Saints Row 4.
No, I thought I just went to general Saints Row. Was that a PlayStation 1 thing?
PS2?
Oh,
I think so.
I don't know.
I think the first Saints Row was PS2.
Alright. Sorry, is that one count for you? Or?
I'm gonna go to my next one.
But bear in mind that means you'll have to add another one since you're skipping one.
I've got plenty honourable mentions.
Cool.
I've scrolled too far up. Next one is Gex Enter the Gecko, classic platformer, made by Crystal Dynamics, now Square Enix. And it was just so much fun. You know, it was a great platformer. It was a trilogy. This is the second game in the trilogy. And yeah, I don't know what to say other than it was so much fucking fun.
Okay, admittedly, this is one that was one I did have in the last. I hadn't played, but I was told it was good. So I was like, okay, I'll add it. But and I kind of didn't make a cut, unfortunately. I can't really go to bat for it since I never played it. So I was like, okay. But yeah, I've heard good things. Apparently, it's just one of those weird.
It was just fun.
Okay,
That's all. That's the only explanation anyone ever needs for that game. It was fucking fun.
okay, right. I'll let you leave that one there. I kind of hope I do bump this one from you, because it'll amuse me to no end. WWF SmackDown.
I actually don't have any WWF games in my list.
You bastard! That was an amazing game.
There was one that was kind of on the outskirts of my honorable mentions. 'Cause I said, I would have no more than 8 honorable mentions, 7 honorable mentions. I said I would have no more than that, and 28 was WWF Warzone.
Oh, fuck's sake. Like this was one of the. Actually, I think this is the only wrestling game I ever properly got lost in, because I fucking loved it. It wasn't even graphically. I just think it was easy to work with. All buttons made sense to me, and that it was just a fun way to spend ages. Plus co-op.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
God.
I think, although I do think when you're talking about like the best WWF games, graphically, you're talking WWE 2019, 2K19, or whatever it's called now, the most recent one. But what was it? Hold on. But I think like gameplay wise, it has to be WWF SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, or Bridget, or Here Comes the Pain. I can't remember. It was one of the two that was on the PS2 because it had career mode.
All right.
And you started out as a rookie. But this was back at a time where you had Sunday Night Heat, Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown I think was on a Thursday or something. And then you had your pay-per-views on the Sundays that Sunday Night Heat was not on those nights, or it was like what is now the pre-show. So you had that, but you could run around things like Times Square. You could go to like the WWF cafe. You could run around the stadium, locker room, Vince McMahon's office, and all that kind of stuff. You could go to the merch stand and you could buy upgrades for your character and stuff like you could upgrade their strength and defense and things like that.
Yeah.
It was just so expansive in the career mode, and you could like run into other characters, and you could chat with them, become allies or enemies, and you had certain in-world events, in-game events. Like, do you remember the episode where? Well, do you remember like way back in the day, Kurt Angle actually had hair. He lost a match and he got his head shaved.
Yeah.
They replicate that in the game. And you can walk in on like RVD doing his stretches where he's got like the 2 steel chairs and he's doing the splits across them.
Fuck's sake, man.
You can walk in on things like that and then they chat with you, or you just like see it and walk right back out, things like that.
Nope.
So yeah, but again, that was a PS2 game, so it doesn't count. I really wanted to add that one, but no. WW SmackDown on PlayStation was so much fun.
Just such a great way to just kick back and chill. For me, that was a chill game.
Although I do remember like some of the character creator options you got. You could make like Lizard Man from Soul Calibur.
Fuck's sake, man. Character creation in itself is always going to be just a fucking fun game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nasty though. I think in the more recent incarnation I played, I jokingly made the creepiest clown I could think of. And then, annoyingly, he went against me. I was playing his own character, and then he comes running down and beats me up, and you're like, you dirty bastard.
So basically, you just made a dickhead version of Doink the Clown.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck.
Oh, man. My next one is GTA 2.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, I find it was better than GTA 1, and GTA 3 came out on the PS2, so it just made sense to do that. Because you also had, like, GTA London 1966, but I didn't really enjoy that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic game, and I think it was the best game out of the 3 of them on the PlayStation 1. I just didn't enjoy it. You know, that way, I prefer running around the fictional towns that they create based on real towns rather than running about London with like homicidal intentions. So yeah, it just made sense to pick, somewhere in a fictional country or fictional city rather than
make it real life.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only comment. The first GTA I played was Vice City. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, most of mine seem fair. Okay, fuck it. Right, okay, my next one I'll go with, I think it's probably the last possible one you might not know. Maybe. Possibly.
Maybe.
Rival Schools?
No, I don't know that one.
Fuck you.
See, I would sit and go, that sounds like the Japanese name for bully.
Nah, it was like a random beat 'em up kind of game. Literally, it's one of those games I got that I actually thought was fake. Because when I first got it, I was in London, Milton Keynes, with my aunt. She took me like to this market, and it's bought from the stall. So I guess it's like an English bars kind of idea.
Yeah.
And you kind of get it, and you're like, "Is this a real game? Is this gonna break my console?"
Here's the thing though, like all the games you would get at the bars are real games.
Yeah.
They're just pirated, and you need a chipped copy of the PlayStation.
No, luckily I didn't need that. But it was just one of those things you sit and play and you're like, I don't think this is real. Fuck. But yeah, it's heavily, basically you could tell it was Asian. All the voice acting was Asian. And while the names and stuff were in English, whenever it did like a super attack, like, sometimes you get like exclamations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all in Asian characters, and looking going, it was kind of random. And even then, some of the character styles, like this one guy, when like it was pretty much just beat him up, right? Dude comes out with a baseball bat, and just kind of look at it going, right, you're kicking, and you're swinging a baseball bat. How's that fair? What the fuck? What I'm playing, and bear in mind it's meant to be based on like high school students, but when it comes to even like anime, high school varies age wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, some dudes who look like they're fucking 40. Oh yes, I'm in like the 2nd grade. What the fuck? Just one of those random anime-esque games, and it was fun to play, don't get me wrong, but just fucking random.
Yeah.
And it'd be just a fucking gas to play, like in the classic.
Right. My next one, you stole, was Soul Blade. So, my next one along after that is Medal of Honor. Oh ho ho ho. So yeah, Medal of Honor. I mean, it was like it was just such a great FPS game.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to my uncle's house,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have a PS4. I think he has a PS3,
Mm-hmm.
and he still plays like kind of some of the older Call of Duties on that.
Mm-hmm.
But he was always a big fan of Medal of Honor.
Yeah, same like my dad actually sat and played them. Like he doesn't like the Call of Duty, but he loved the Medal of Honor.
Oh yeah, my uncle didn't like the new Medal of Honor where they rebooted it and made it
Yeah.
like modern to try and
Pulling folk.
try and capture the audience that have gone from Medal of Honor to Call of Duty. They went modern. He didn't like that one.
Mm-hmm.
He liked all the World War II ones.
Yeah, that's my dad and Teddy. Yeah, like, proper old shit, getting like locked into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we're not going to see any new Medal of Honor games because it was made by DreamWorks Interactive, which is now DICE,
Mm-hmm.
and DICE make Battlefield and Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to see a new Medal of Honor game. So why not just throw the first Medal of Honor game onto this console and just relish in the fact that it was such a good bloody game. Like,
Yeah.
for the time, it was a fantastic shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be worth revisiting.
I mean, it's weird. Like, even if you just think of the titles of like these games, and they get reduced to such random bullshittery. Fucking Medal of Honor. It's literally the Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
So what naturally you think, oh, decent game. Like Call of Duty. It's a Call of Duty, and then it's all these gamer kids going, "Oh, that's Call of Duty." Oh, it just pisses me off. Also, I just feel like I was 40 years old making that statement. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, the one I love, right, is when I'm helping out the youth club, and like a lot of the kids there know that I'm a gamer. They
Mhm.
go, "Do you play COD?" And like, why would I play with a fish?
Oh, Jack. Oh God. Oh,
I make
really?
myself sound as dumb as possible when it comes to games when talking to them, because you know my stance on Call of Duty.
It's pish.
They bring out a new game every year, and it just seems to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And like Black Ops 4 came out, and there was no campaign, and I just went, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've never been really all that interested in a Battlefield game.
Mm-hmm.
But Battlefield 5,
That also it's got a proper art to it.
that's like, yes, let's jump on that bandwagon,
Mm-hmm.
and COD can get to fuck.
Yeah. No, I totally get you, man. I think I'll go for one of my two weird ones now, just to get them out of the way. I'll go for the weirder one. That is Monster Rancher.
You've talked about this before.
Like, this is one of my first ever instances of playing a game in which is basically, for those of them, Monster Rancher is an anime. The anime is vastly different from the game, however. It's basically in the game, you get these monsters, you're meant to train them up, get their stats up, feed them, and then take them into arena and battle them. But, whenever you know at the time, or at least the first time around, is they have lifespans.
Yeah.
So each monster has different lifespans, so you need to try and get in as much training as you can, and much fighting as you can, before they die. Because the better you do in arenas and stuff means the better ingredients you can get to get a better monster later on.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can spend ages working on this one epic monster, and it's just amazing, you're having fun, then you fucking die, and you're like, fucking no! Because then you need to spend the next 5 hours training up a shitty one, and it's just horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fucking fun game regardless though. Especially one of the coolest game mechanics I've ever seen, in which you can go into the summon section, and you can input any random CDs and DVDs you had around,
Yeah.
and from those discs you can gain select monsters. So it meant you just race around the house trying to find these certain discs in which will summon cool looking monsters.
Aye.
It was just one of the funnest things, because every time I got the new CD, new DVD, DVD section, they would run back on, would they?
No, it was
No.
VCD.
I don't even know what that is. Sounds like a disease.
Video CD.
Okay.
That's literally it.
Shut up. But yeah, so back then it would just be CD or CD. No, music CD, computer CD, or game. Just try and get a cool monster, and yeah, even that just passed the time for me, because I literally ended up one afternoon with like 20 discs and just sat and went through them all. Some of them were epic, some were just pish. Ugh. Pish. But yeah, it was fucking fun. Amused me. What the fuck?
Well, my next one is already on the classic, and it's MGS because MGS. It's not I'm not big on Metal Gear Solid because I'm not good at Metal Gear Solid. However, Metal Gear Solid is a fantastic game. I'm just shit at stealth.
I hate stealth.
So I think that's the only game in my list that is on the PlayStation Classic.
Wow, it's not like I got rid of all of mine for a specific reason, you pain in the ass.
But MGS is so iconic, you just can't not.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Besides, I'm trying to build up the best video game console I can.
No, for me, it'd be like my childhood in a console.
Yeah, this is pretty much my childhood in the console, but still, at the same time,
You're like, I want to make it good for kids.
I want to make it full of classics, and you'll see how classic I'm going with the next one, by the way.
Alright, fuck you, man. Okay, and my other weird one, which is similar to Monster Rancher, is Digimon World.
Nope. You're banned.
Oh, fuck you. Digimon is still better than Pokemon.
No, it's not.
Yo, wank.
No, it's not.
Digimon World is a similar idea, except over the course of time, you digivolve your Digimon, they get stronger. Fortunately, they still do have lifespans, though. But it's like everything carries over. Because every time you get Digimon to a certain age and it returns to Digiegg, it can continue on with the moves and certain abilities that it learned.
Yeah.
So it's still like you have to be the best carer you can. Because that way, eventually you'll end up with an egg with like fucking all the moves, epic stats, and then you just need to fucking train it well. But again, as you go along, the whole idea is to unlock more sections of the map. So again, it's one of those games where you have to keep playing and you will get better as you go on.
Yeah.
But if you're a shit trainer, it'll pass along bad traits, or bad traits you have, and then you're fucked. Because I had one of the most irritating gaming formats in which if you're a bad trainer, you'll keep getting this one of like 2 or 3 Digimon, and they're just arseholes. They're literally shaped like shit, called Numemon. And you can't get rid of them unless you fixed the bad behaviour, and that can take hours and hours of just treating them nicely, even though you're like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. But yeah, just fucking fun games.
If you say so.
Because it's better than Pokemon.
No, it's not. It's definitely not better than my next game.
Oh, go on then.
Disney's Hercules.
You cunt.
Oh, did you have that?
Oh, you utter wine.
Oh.
I'll give you that look, because I fucking love that game.
No, it was such a fantastic like kind of action platformer.
Yes, I'm aware.
I remember having so much fun playing that. My sister still has it on PS3. Like, so, yeah, I cannot say anything bad about that game. I
think one of the coolest
so
parts about it is as well is like the graphics are like the movie.
Yeah.
It was that weird where you're like, what the shit? This is a game, but it literally looks like a film.
Yeah, the graphics were near enough the quality of the movie that they were slightly lower.
Well, yeah,
but that was only because you had to be able to control the character. So because you had to have like the moving parts that weren't pre-rendered.
Yeah,
it was it did have to downscale quite, but it was close enough that if you played it on like a 32-inch telly now, like side by side with the movie, you would see that not really.
Yeah.
But back in the days of the old CRT tellies, which were about 17 inches across, it was definitely very comparable graphics.
That in fact I can't remember how well voice acted it was, but I do remember everyone spoke like Phil and shouted like messages of encouragement to you every time you got close and stuff. Just generally, it was one of the fucking best games.
It's also one of my favourite licensed games as well. There are obviously licensed games out that I play more than that.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of my favourite ones.
Okay. I'll jump on the next one before you steal it, you bastard. And that's Tarzan.
I didn't have Tarzan.
You should have, because it's a fucking good game, you bastard. But yeah, again, unlike Hercules, obviously you start with Hercules. Remember, you start off in the training session when he's an adult, so it's not like he ages over time. Tarzan, if I remember right, you do. It's like you start off as young Tarzan in the movie.
Yeah.
And then you get to a certain level, and then boom, you're adult Tarzan, and it's just fucking just random. But again, it's one of those like Disney platformers where it just looks so vibrant. It looks so much like a good movie. You just kind of get lost in it. You know, you're playing a game, but at the same time, you're like, wow. And obviously, when you're like 10, 11, 12, whatever fucking age it was, it is the epitome of just sitting there with like all the good tunes going. You're like, do 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 do. I'll sit here for like 5 hours, not annoy at my parents at all. But yeah, legitimately just epic game.
Yeah, it was a fun game, but the reason I didn't pick it was because I already had Hercules.
See, I could have went that way, but I was just like, I'll pick the games I grew up with.
Already got another license. I've got 2 more licensed properties on my list.
I didn't think of that. I just thought of good ones. And
I don't know, like I don't want to have too many licensed properties because it's not a Sega system. So, yeah, my next one. Again, I say how much I hate stealth. I loved this game, and it's very stealth based. It has Tenchu Stealth Assassins. You were gonna have that.
I did consider. I never played it, but I know it's a good it's a good
ninja game.
No, I was going for it, but fucking good ninja game.
It's an action adventure game.
Yeah, I know it was decent now, so. But yeah, you can have it.
But yeah, it was really, really fun, and it was one of the few games where I actually was good at stealth. So
he says with a pure chin out. Yeah, I was alright.
No, because the difference between that and MGS is in Tenchu you could hide in the roof.
Alright.
And then you could like drop caltrops and smoke bombs and throw ninja stars and stuff like that. Or you could drop down and drive your katana through them and then just jump back up on the roof. Stuff like that. You know, you had more options for stealth that made it easier to play, but it was difficult combat wise, and that's not because the controls were janky or anything. It was just the combat was hard.
Just to clarify, when you say with ninja for ninja stars, you mean the ninja for shurikens, yes?
Yes.
Because sure, if a ninja for his ninja stars, he just runs stars.
It's alright. Because it's the sword isn't actually called a katana. So it's ninjato.
He says unsure.
I definitely know it's not called a because it was shorter than a katana and it didn't have the guard.
Was it a weird one he pulls out from the back?
No, that's a tanto. No,
isn't that
see the main?
Dog?
See the main?
You tonto?
Tanto.
You sure?
Anyway, the main sword that a samurai would have is called a katana.
Yeah.
However, I can't remember the exact name for it, but if it's a ninja, it's not a katana. Because it's the same size and shape and weight, but because it doesn't have a guard, it's technically not called a katana.
Alright, okay. Huh.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's commonly just called ninja sword. Yep.
So it's just sword.
Yeah. Anyway, your next one.
I shall go for... Again, this one was more of a recommendation to me. I take it anyway because, admittedly, while I didn't like playing it so much, purely because it made me feel queasy, I know it was a good game, and it was good graphically as well, at the time anyway, and that's Cooler World.
Oh, yes. I love Cooler World.
It's just one of those games where you can tell looking at it, it is really well done, but again, when it comes to like weird graphics-based, not graphics, weird physics-based games, I'm not as into it as most. For me, again, it's always been about story. And Cool World, it's cool. Ignore that shit. Not even pun. But it's just one of those games where I'm quite happy. When it comes to physics games, I'm happy watching someone play it. Yeah. Generally, I'm not. But if it's physics games, I'm like, Joe, fuck it. You go ahead. And I'll just be like, wow. How the fucking fuck. Like that kind of thing, as well as like Portal. I'd rather just watch someone play it and just be like, okay, that's fucking smart. Ooh, how you doing it? Wow.
Oh, see, I was going to get us to play Portal 2 player at some point.
I'll do it. I'll suck. but I'll do it.
I would need to get a copy of Portal first, but
It'd definitely help, you know.
yeah, maybe an Xbox.
Oh, I can hurt. Like, damn.
But no, I loved Colour World. I played the hell out of that demo.
That's so fucking right.
There was a game that it came with on that demo called Overboard.
Why do I feel like I've heard of that?
Top-down pirate ship shooter thing.
Heard of it, not played it. Yeah.
It was like essentially the very first version of like Skull and Bones.
Ah, got you. Not bad.
Although it wasn't made by anyone on the same development teams. It's the first kind of pirate shooter I can think of.
Mm.
My next one. I forgot about it for a long, long time, and that's Star Trek Invasion. Okay, for Audacity catch up because I don't know how it's doing. It just said not responding for a minute.
We good?
Yeah, we're good now. It worries me when it does that. It really does. No, it's Star Trek Invasion. It's just it's just your generic space combat game using Star Trek ships and has like character voices, and you fight Romulans and Klingons and the Borg and all that.
Oh my.
Yeah. Not much to say about it other than it was fun.
Seems to be going that way, admittedly.
That seems to be the basis of my reasoning for most of this. Is not much to say, but it's fun.
Well, that's the thing. At the age when we played all these games, well, you probably played them like lately, knowing you. But yeah, at that age, you play a game because it's fun. If it's not fun, you won't play it.
Yeah.
That's why some of these games, admittedly, I've not played myself, but I know are fun, because of how well they've done and the series they've created.
Yeah.
Like for my next one, I've played the shit out of a couple of its sequels. I've never played this one, but I know it's good purely based on what it's became, and that's XCOM and Mutual Defense. Again, never played the original, but I played the absolute shit out of Enemies Within, as well as I did try the second one until it froze on me because it was a bastard of a game. Series so well thought out. Some of the weapons are amazing. Some of the fucking aliens look honestly creepy as fuck, and also it's solid. I completely get sucked into the whole idea of making sure everyone's placed well, can't be seen. Up a good Overwatch, and some dumbass fucking alien walks right into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's one of the games where I know it'd be amazing to have on it. And admittedly, obviously, it won't be as good graphically, but sometimes it's good to have the original in place.
Yeah. I'm actually at the end of my list because I've had to skip a few. So I'll be diving into my honourable mentions.
Okay.
After this one. But this one was actually a launch title, and it Wipeout.
Ah, okay, not bad.
Like, because, I mean, Wipeout, stuff said. It's like the classic kind of zero-G racing game.
I always confused me because I always thought it was boats.
No.
I don't know what I mean. That always confused me. I always thought it was boats.
No, it was zero-G. And it's so good.
I never got into it. Again, racing, something fun.
I always found racing games fun, especially if they've got a split screen mode.
Yeah. Again, from next one, I've never played this one, but again, it spawned such a good set of series of sequels, and it'd be just amazing to have on it. And that's the original Diablo.
Yeah.
I mean, I've recently played the fuck out of 3. I've yet to go into it again with all additional DLC and stuff. But again, if you're going for a PS1 classics, and then you need all these big hitter ones, admittedly a good chunk of the ones I've mentioned could be done without, but again, that's what I grew up playing. But some of these games just need to give reference to how certain games have come, how far certain games have come.
Yeah.
And for me, Diablo is just one such a very cool and dynamic thing, despite recent events, admittedly, of all fucking Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you not all have phones? No, yeah, stupid cunt.
That's alright. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think I'm my last one now.
My next one is this is now diving into honorable mentions.
Okay.
Toka 2, racing game, touring cars, but it also had kind of Formula Ford and Formula, I think it was Formula Renault as well.
Okay.
As well as Ford Fiesta racing and things like that. It just had kind of other series other than just touring cars.
Mm-hmm.
It was also open wheelers and single seaters and stuff. It was a fun evolution of the Toka game.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went with that one instead of the original Toka, which was just it was like F1 versus GT Sport. I love playing both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want specifically to play racing within a single series, I'll play F1. But if I want to just race cars in general, I'll play GT Sport, you know?
Yeah.
And Toka was like that with GT2.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of had to have the
Okay, yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Because obviously, while I want to make it as diverse a list as possible, I still want to make it the kind of way that I would play it, so...
Yeah, I just put games that you'd like or were just good enough for me to overlook the fact I've not played them. Okay, and my final game is the original one, the one I've started playing recently and loved, and I love both of them, but for very different reasons. And that is Spider-Man 2000. The original Spider-Man game for me. Oh my god, the amount of time I've sunk into that fucking game. I mean, I think it was probably the initial superhero game you got. Obviously, like I said, I mentioned X-Men Academy, but again, that's a beat 'em up. You don't get it from the hero's perspective, and fucking hell with Spider-Man, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the fights were solid as fuck, but in general, all you got the entire time was Spidey wisecracks, and that is what was desperately needed, and it was fucking funny.
Yeah. You just mentioned the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
As part of that. Have you played the DLC yet?
I have not, because I've yet to finish the game. There's only one... Okay, there's one... there's two things stopping me from fucking completing the game to my satisfaction. And that's one, I cannot hit third tier on challenges.
Yeah.
Any of them. So I can't get the final costumes, and it's pissing me the fuck off. And I'm almost near the end of the game, but I don't have enough newspapers yet. I've got 16 to 28, and I'm like, I fucked up. I'm missing so many newspapers. Fuck's sake.
See, I've got all the backpacks.
Yep, I got them. Oh, I got them within the first 5 hours.
I'd done all the bases that were available at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done the
spoilers. Sorry.
The research labs.
Yeah.
See everything that I can do. I've not completed all that much of the story, because see if I get multiple tasks I can do, I go and do them all. So I've got all the photos and everything. I was working through the Taskmaster challenges.
They're solid.
Yeah, they are so solid.
The most annoying thing I've got so far is I've level capped it.
Aye.
And you can get the secret photos, but it doesn't tell you in the map.
Ah.
You have to get close, and then it'll show you in the mini map. And because I'm at that stage in the end game where it's basically full on anarchy, I'm like, fuck sake. So I'm kind of thinking maybe just leave it for New Game Plus.
Yeah.
Because at least that way when I'm going round, it'll be, not utter fucking insanity.
Yeah.
Because once you get, I think it's maybe just before, maybe the chapter or something before the end game. It's riots everywhere. You can't go anywhere without frames or shit going down.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like so much fun.
It's great. It's great if you're in the mood to kick the shit out of people. Annoying as fuck if you still have to take photos or something.
Yeah.
So try and get as much done as you can before going on for the main game.
Well, that's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah. It's such a good game though. Like I said, the old Spider-Man game and new one, for me, I love both of them, but for very different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spidey 2K18, fuck yes. So much fuck yes.
You got any honourable mentions? I've got 6.
Let's see. You mentioned Silent Hill. I was going to mention XCOM Terror from the Deep. I figured UFO Defense was more relative. Bloody Roar. Never played it myself, but I figured I'd only stick on Soul Edge and X-Men. I don't want to pure overfill it.
Yeah.
You got Hercules, you bastard. And you got Gex. A Bug's Life?
I didn't have that one.
Yeah, so you can pass on that one. I was advised to use Pandemonium. I thought it was a really good game. I've never played it. Don't even know if I keep doing it. And then obviously there's 3 games I didn't mention because they're getting remasters, and that's Spyro, Medieval, and Crash. So I figured, well, like I said, I think it'd feel weird.
Yeah. Well, my honourable mentions were obviously Toka. That was the first one that I dived into because I'd run out of games.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 8.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it's my favourite Final Fantasy from the PlayStation era that was developed for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Medieval.
Yep.
Again, it's only an honourable mention because it's already getting the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Tekken 3, because it's the best Tekken game on PlayStation.
And it's already on already.
Time Crisis.
I had that one as well.
Which is because it's a 2000. It was released in 1997,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a port of the 1995 arcade cabinet, and
Yeah.
it came with the light guns and stuff.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Monsters Inc. Scare Island.
Was that not too early, no?
No, that was 2002.
Huh. Crazy.
The PS2 was already out at this point, but this one kind of flew under the radar.
Got you.
Well, at least on PlayStation 1, it generally flew under the radar, but I had it on PS1.
Mm.
And Urban Chaos, which was really, really fun. It was you were a kind of cop,
Mm-hmm.
and you worked with a vigilante or a
Alright.
mercenary. I don't know which you prefer.
Sounds like Lethal Weapon.
And you fight crime.
Fight crime.
And spoiler alert, for a 2000 game, so for a game that's 18 years old, spoiler alert, the mayor is at the head of it all.
Oh god, it was one of those types. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, it was only 3 other games I could really mention. That is again, only played, right, okay. I'll go for one I've not played first, that's Castlevania.
Oh yeah,
Symphony Night.
it's getting a remake.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Oh, right.
Or it may have already had a remake. Symphony of the Night and is it Dracula's Revenge?
Fuck knows.
But 2 of the games are getting remade.
Alright. Obviously, I've not played them, but like you said, if you know a game is just that iconic, needs to be mentioned. I played part of the first one of this. I did buy all 3, but it's one of those ones you think you'll get around to playing them all, and you never do. And that's Ark the Lad Collection.
I've not played Ark the Lad.
It's actually pretty decent. It's kind of RPG, but it's like, instead of like kind of going through a list and doing an attack and just like a blade attack, it's like squares. So you'll see him like move to do an attack, and I'll hit a set area. That's just what was really cool. It's a good way of doing it. The final one for me was a Shadow Man. Again, it was just one of those dark, gothy type games that just locked me in. Yeah, fuck. Was that, eh?
Yeah.
Well, at least the fun topic part of it.
Yeah, as you can tell by the fact I'm now moving my microphone so I can spin back round a bit so I can see the screen for the news.
And 2 seconds while we reposition ourselves.
So I came across an article. This isn't really news. It's more, to deal with people on Twitter and Facebook and all that, talking about how it's unfair that games that they want aren't on the PlayStation Classic.
Well, as we just pointed out, obviously some games I think are just licensed differently, so you can't do much.
Well, here's some reasons and some examples of why some of the games that we might expect to be on the console aren't there. Mm-hmm. So the first one obviously is music licensing.
Yeah, that's one you never really think of, admittedly.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Jet Moto. I mean, Gran Turismo as well. They all had music that had to be licensed, and sometimes just dealing with the production companies, the record companies that hold the rights to these songs, and they can be a pain in the ass to deal with, because they'll just want more and more and more money.
Yeah.
Additional licensing issues, so again, things like WWF or Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Licensing the cars, the wrestlers' likenesses. That's why you're not seeing a lot of sports games on it, like FIFA or John Madden.
I didn't think of that. That's a fair point, yeah.
Remakes, re-releases, and remasters.
Crash. You're right. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. So Resi 2, Castlevania, Spyro, Crash.
Yeah, that's a fair point, yeah. Like,
although there is one that's being remade that's on it, and that's Siphon Filter. That's, well, because it might not be definitely remade, but there's a lot of rumours going around saying it is. Yeah, so
again, for me, I think it just feels weird having like old version on one console and having the rebooted version.
Yeah, you
think you just leave it with a rebooted version? That's what you want to focus on anyway.
Yeah, and also like the reason Nintendo's had such a good time with the classic consoles, as well as like some other companies like Sega, and you had the Commodore 64 version and the Atari one. Most of their games were first party. And all the best games were first party. Whereas with PlayStation, third party games. So you've got the Final Fantasy games, Square Enix. Resident Evil is Capcom. Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill are Konami. Gran Turismo is Polyphony Digital. However, that they are technically a first party now, but they weren't at the time. Crash is made by Activision. No, Naughty Dog. It was Naughty Dog at the time.
Yeah.
Spyro's Activision. So yeah, you've got a lot of like kind of third party developers making such great games for the PlayStation that it was very difficult to relicense them with that like that as well.
Which is just unfortunate because some of the games we're missing out on are fucking amazing.
Yeah, because another thing was like I know that like not a lot of the good games were first party, a lot of them were third party, but if you've got Final Fantasy 7, why can't you have like other Final Fantasy games? And instead of the logic being, well, you don't want to have too many Final Fantasy games, it's, if you think about it, they're licensed to only Final Fantasy 7. It'll cost probably the same to then license 8 and 9. They're not paying a license for as many games as they can get a hold of.
Yeah.
They're paying a license per game. So
even then, if you just pick like one mainline Final Fantasy and then like Tactics,
yeah,
at least then you get two very different feels.
Yeah. And the last one, like a lot of people are like, oh, why isn't Ape Escape there? Well, there's no DualShock controller. It's not like the dual analog sticks. It's the old school one.
Yeah.
So you can't play Ape Escape without the analog sticks. So no Ape Escape.
That makes sense.
So.
And also, there's no point in even like adding in another controller with DualShock because then it sounds like a PS1, is it?
Yes. Yeah, it was released for the PS1. Ape Escape was a PS1 game.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Ape Escape was developed for the PS1 after they introduced the DualShock controller.
Huh. Honestly, can't remember. I feel like fucking old though. Oh man.
So yeah, that's a couple of reasons why some of the games we're expecting aren't on the PlayStation Classic. The first of this month, I think it was the Smash Bros.
First of the month.
Smash Bros. Direct.
Yeah.
So we got a fair amount of new stuff for Smash Bros.
Some good, some pish.
So we've got 2 new fighters announced as part of the base game, and that is Incineroar from Pokemon.
God no, I think it looks like it's such a dumbass. He's got fire crotch.
It's a championship belt.
Oh please, it's a cat with a fucking disease.
Anyway, and the other one is Street Fighter Ken.
Obviously, if you're gonna get Ryu, you're gonna get Ken. It's part of it.
Well, Ken is Ryu's Echo Fighter, but obviously all the Echo Fighters have different ultimate smashes and final smashes and stuff. And they also have some tweaks, like Ryu moves faster than Ken and stuff like that.
No, it's Ken moves faster than Ryu.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And was it Hadouken or whatever? It's slightly different from
like
Ryu's
you can still see Ken's hands in the Hadouken,
which doesn't really make much logical sense. But
I don't know. But also Ken is based on Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah.
Ken and Ryu is based on Street Fighter 5 Ryu.
Which is kind of cool, because that means it does kind of set them a bit apart even more.
However, they do take some aspects from other games and put them into both of those characters. They kind of, it's the same with like Cloud. They'll take some aspects from Crisis Core, before Crisis, after Crisis, and the main Final Fantasy 7 game, and Advent Children, and like not all of them will be noticeable.
Does need to be Advent Children.
Advent Children wasn't that bad.
The only cool thing about it was the bit when the sword breaks apart into a fucking ton of pieces.
Yeah, and then he does like Omni Slash 2.0 and rebuilds the sword.
That was badass. I was like, the rest of it was like, I could have done
that move does not have an official name. We've just all been called it Omni Slash 2.0.
That's what it really is.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, just like, fuck you.
So yeah, like they're taking all aspects from every character that's in the game and adding them. But however, there will be based on a particular, like the look and the majority of all the moves and styling will be from one game, and then everyone like all the other like kind of with Street Fighter, you've got Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Extreme Turbo or something like that.
Yeah.
And then 3, 4, 5.
And he did say in the center roar, whatever the fuck his name is, his moves were based on his Pokemon moves in game.
Yep.
I guess, was it Z move? What the fuck you call it?
Z move, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Pokemon's so fucking weird now.
Yep. The Ultimate Spirits mode adds tons and tons and tons and tons of characters to the game.
Yeah, it's just really random.
Although none of them are officially playable. They're all like support characters.
Yeah, so it's basically like your cheerleaders will give you a benefit, like in stats and that.
Yeah.
Or some will have just specific abilities. Like I think one said it was like it can cancel out strong ones.
Yeah.
So you won't get buffed around to fuck. You would just be like, fuck you guys.
It's adventure / story mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's called World of Light, and it will kind of explain Spirits mode as well.
Ultimately, though, if you watch the trailer, you'll get it. It looks fucking awesome. All of it looks awesome.
World of Light essentially looks like a Kirby game to begin with.
Yeah, well, you seen even the first thing he goes up against, you get the next character anyway. But no, honestly, like this is the first like Smash Bros. I've really wanted.
Yeah.
Really, just because it seems to be so very, very massive.
Now, anyone who pre-orders the game digitally, or if they get a cartridge and register it through the My Nintendo Reward scheme before the 31st of January,
which actually isn't that far away, which is horrifying,
will get the Piranha Plant Fighter, which is also getting its own amiibo.
I know. For God, why?
And that is, and the Piranha Plant is expected to be available 2019 in February.
Yeah, because they're still working on it, basically, yeah. Which actually surprised me when they said, yeah, we're still working on it, but trust us. And you're like, oh, okay.
But that's your pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
You've got to wait 3 months for it. It's also going to add DLC with 5 characters who will be rolled out between launch and December 2020.
Which is insane when you think about it. I suppose they're reasonably priced, at least.
Yeah, they're about £5 each, or £25 for
No, it's £6 each.
£6 each, or £25 for the Fighters Pass.
So not much in the way of saving, but you do get one character, one stage, and music tracks.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Unless you hate all 5 characters, in which case that's going to suck. Because you won't know until after you buy them.
Yeah, they've not announced any yet. I've made a kind of a bit of a cock up in my notes. They have announced the Rex Me costume for anyone who gets the Fighters Pass.
Yeah.
As a bonus for buying the Fighters Pass.
Mm-hmm.
But I've put it down in my notes as the first one announced. But no,
Yeah.
the Rex Me costume is because a lot of people were saying they would like to see Xenoblade Chronicles 2 characters pop up, but they were so deep in the development by the time Xenoblade Chronicles was officially released that it was too late to do that. So they've made a Me costume.
And to be fair, it does. The Me guys actually look really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fully customize them and shit, and it just looks really awesome.
Super Smash Bros. Has amiibos for Smash, specifically for Smash, based on any new characters who don't already have Smash Bros. Amiibos. So that'll be, they're coming out like kind of staggered. So at December 7th, we're getting Ridley from Metroid, Inkling from Splatoon, and Wolf from Star Fox.
Then February 15th, we've got King K. Rool from Donkey Kong and Ice Climbers.
And then later in 2019, we've got Isabelle from Animal Crossing,
Ken from Street Fighter,
Young Link from Legend of Zelda,
Pichu from Pokemon,
Princess Daisy from the Mario series,
and then Piranha Plant, but again, I think that's only if you pre-order, correct?
No, Piranha Plant is available to all. It's just the Piranha Plant character to play as is for pre-orders only. It's such a weird thing.
Got you, yeah, because it did keep saying limited time only, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be available for a while. All pre-existing character amiibos will still work. So if you have Mario ones or any of that, they'll work with this game. And any amiibo for that character will work.
Okay.
Regardless whether it's a Smash one in particular or not. Like you've got the 8-bit Mario one, which isn't for Smash Bros, but that'll work with Smash Bros and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Waluigi's still not been announced.
I've seen so much artwork about people thinking he's going to be the big bad, it turns out.
I don't think so. I think he'll be the last DLC character.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because they've not announced any of the DLC characters. But they all have been chosen. Give me a second.
Sorry about that, folks. Some technical issues. Ongoing technical issues.
Yeah, that technical issue is my face is leaking. Gotta be honest about it at least. While we mentioned the amiibos a wee bit back there, Diablo 3 for the Switch is getting its own amiibo, and that is the Loot Goblin.
And the wee bastard.
The amiibo's description on GameStop.com, I think this is a American specific one, but I think you'll be able to get them over here if you get them imported and stuff, and it'll work over here anyway.
Okay.
So it's not too bad. But according to the description, it'll open up a portal in the game, and then that's it. That's all it says. So there could be super bosses, there could be lots of treasure, there could just be a wave of enemies, or an empty room. You don't know.
An empty room would be so gash from a fucking
secret cow level.
Oh wow, that's actually kind of cool if you could finish it properly.
Yeah.
It's just fucking hell, and the little goblin's so fucking annoying.
Anyone who plays on PC, Destiny 2 is free on battle.net until November 18th. It doesn't come with anything. It doesn't come with any of the DLCs. It's just vanilla Destiny 2. However, if you do wish to get the Forsaken expansion, but don't already have Curse of Osiris and Warmind, they're all bundled into the Forsaken expansion now.
No, not bad, not bad.
So you no longer need to buy multiple expansions, which is good.
That's what the gamers want, man. Spending less money, getting more for it, though.
Yeah. But yeah, once you claim it, it's on your account forever, even after November 18th. Kind of like the PlayStation Plus games. As long as you still have the account, it still works.
Okay, I'll say you checked them first month.
What?
You checked them first month?
Yakuza, Bulletstorm, and Burly Men at Sea.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 or 3. Burly Men at Sea. Fuck, man.
It looks like a kind of fun minimalist game, to be fair.
Probably is. I don't know. No.
World of Warcraft Classic, or World of Warcraft Vanilla, as some people call it,
Ooh,
is
vanilla.
launching in summer 2019. Blizzard announced it live on stage at the BlizzCon fan convention, and they also announced that everyone with everyone with a subscription to World of Warcraft will have access to Classic. There was a demo that went live November 2nd, and it was available for anyone attending or who had a virtual ticket, so anyone who was there remotely.
Mm-hmm.
That ran until November 8th. So it's a modern reinterpretation of vanilla Warcraft, and it's just to allow people to experience the beginning of the franchise all over again. And I really enjoyed it. I liked vanilla Warcraft. I played up to Wrath of the Lich King, and that's about as far as I got. I didn't really enjoy it too much after that.
Okay.
Just watching people play it even.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I thought it was pretty good. So does that mean like it's pure graphics getting pushed up as well?
I
Like, kind of
think
thing?
the graphics are getting a slight upgrade. I don't think it's going to get upgraded too much though.
And that's the thing with Warcraft, like as cool as it is the amount of money they make, it always seems to be kind of downgraded graphics, if you get me. Like if you compare it to, say, damn near any working out game, it's just very cartoony in a sense, but I'm assuming that's purposeful though. Because it's not like they can't do realistic, if you know what I mean.
MMOs are such big games
Mm-hmm.
that the art assets have to apply for every player at the same time
Okay.
on every single server, on every single world. You can have that's fine for games like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty where you've got between 2 and 32 people. But World of Warcraft MMORPG, you've got about 1,000 players there, so everything has to render and everything at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe not in world, like in towns and stuff, but in raids and dungeons particularly. Otherwise, you're going to have issues.
Mm-hmm.
So having lower quality assets means everything renders a lot quicker.
No, okay.
But yeah, they are upgrading the graphics a little bit by the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know for sure.
I mean, obviously, Vanilla was a good while back as well, so we probably figured out a way.
2004.
Fuck. So yeah, we probably figured out a way of doing the same kind of thing, but looking a bit better.
So another free fan-made PT has popped up.
Oh, okay.
This is for Windows PC, and as we know, every time one pops up, Konami go and take it down. So, I mean, I remember the most notable one last time. The creator got a job at Konami out of it.
Which is stuff pretty badass.
Yeah, although it's not really worth it if Hideo Kojima's not there anymore, is it?
Babel.
I would say it's not worth it if Kojima's not there.
I'd still say it's debatable.
Just try to find places for things. Pokemon Go now has Adventure Sync, which tracks your walking distance in the background. You no longer need to have the game open.
Legitimately one of the most beneficial things for Pokemon ever.
It's so great and so bad at the same time.
No, it's so great because now I don't have to actually get my battery drained just from when I'm walking around.
I feel it makes it too, because of the point of the game I'm at, I'm not really bothering too much with catching Pokemon. I'm kind of grinding out candies to get evolutions.
So why complain? Be happy.
It just makes it too easy because I can just put it in my pocket and just walk. I'll get the same amount whether I've got the game open or not. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think they should reduce the amount you get, or make it that you have to walk for longer. But I'm not made by much. But say instead of a 3K candy with the game open, would be 3.3. You know?
I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time,
because it means you're not getting the same rewards for not playing the game as you are for playing the game.
Yeah, but we're caring less about playing the game and more people moving.
Yeah, but still,
It's not like you can cheat and somehow like jump ahead a good couple of kilometers.
True, but still, it's just that's the way I think it should be. I'm not going to complain that that's the way it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that that's not the way it is because I get full candy. I get like one candy on the way to and from work every day, so
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I just think there will be people who abuse that by just walking with the game never open. So they're not catching Pokemon, they're not hatching eggs, they're not sending gifts, they're not doing the raids, they're not buying Pokeballs or raid passes or anything, they're just grinding out candies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it does mean like all they're doing is one specific task, and then they're not like the Antic aren't making any money off of that,
Yeah.
and so it's just
But I think, if you think
the way I see it, it can be abused too easily.
yeah, but if you think from the publicity point of view, anyone that can get people moving nowadays is
Yeah.
a fucking hero.
True. Next up is Kingdom Hearts 3. The trailer brings Tygo's Rapunzel and Flynn Rider into action.
Ooh.
And yeah, we watched the trailer before we started because even though the trailer's been out for quite a few days,
Sometimes it just helps to remind yourself.
yeah, I didn't actually watch it because I was too busy researching all the rest of the stuff to put on this.
Tit.
So I didn't actually get the chance to. And yeah, it looks good.
I think it does look good to an extent, but again, I've never been as big into Kingdom Hearts as I'd like. I'm not too sure. I think it's because it's the idea of like a Western property making an Eastern property, and sometimes it just doesn't mesh as well.
Yeah. I think Kingdom Hearts does it well though.
I think this is better than most. I'll give it that. It doesn't feel pure forced. But I don't know. It's like you need to. I think all the issues you always have to try and make sure with Disney property you're interacting with is portrayed in the same manner it's meant to be.
Yeah.
While at the same time keeping up the tension and the excitement of the game mechanics. So it's kind of like just the balance sometimes feels a bit off. But generally, yeah, obviously I can understand it's a fucking epic game.
The hardest thing for me to get over playing Kingdom Hearts is Mickey Mouse wielding a Keyblade. That's it. That's the hardest thing for me. It's not the fact he's wielding the Keyblade, it's the fact he's fighting with the Keyblade. That's the hardest thing for me. Once I got over that, it was all fine.
Fuck's sake, man. So many technical issues. So many.
Oh, that hurt my face. My eye now hurts.
Okay, so glad we're almost finished, so you can actually get some sleep and stop
I'll
whining.
not get to sleep. If I lie down, I'll probably choke on my own face.
Lie in your front.
I'm still choking my own face.
No, you won't. You'll just rule it out, you creep.
So Joker and Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad are coming to PUBG.
Poor Lem.
I don't know when.
I don't
No
know
one
why.
knows when. No one knows why. It's probably to combat the Marvel one that Fortnite did with the Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet mode.
Yeah, even that. I thought that was fucking stupid. No, so much of it annoys me. It's just money.
Yeah. And last but not least, Grease lands on Switch and PC in December, and it looks such a beautiful game.
I mean, the last one I played that even reminds me of last is... of course I said it, and now I can't remember the name of it. It's something of light. It's like a side scroller, and then you can get into battles. Fuck. Keep talking. I'm researching. Yeah, it was definitely on PlayStation. You played like a wee girl who could like fly, and then you can you can get like pure like crew, like two jesters and fuck.
Not a clue. But it's coming out on December 13th, and it's a world where everything's defined by colour and music rather than dialogue. Grease is the story of a woman who loses her voice and endeavours to retrieve it.
Child of Light.
Child of Light.
It's fucking good. That's what it reminds me of. It's that kind of overt animation style, but it's a way of telling a story in just different ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, Greece looks whatever Grise, fuck it, name, looks pretty cool.
So there's no traditional things to fear, as Greece can't die, but she will develop additional abilities as the game goes on to encounter trickier platforming puzzles along the way. It's a test of skill, not might, and it's not going to be the easiest game ever, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
We hope.
I definitely hope.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking about getting it just after Christmas.
Yeah, after like everything else that's like coming out.
Yeah.
Sake.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I think that's us for tonight.
I think that was a nice short one for once.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
I'm happy with that, yeah.
And since I probably won't be sleeping tonight, I can edit this and upload it before the Brazilian Grand Prix tomorrow.
Ah, yeah, big geek.
Yep, the second to the penultimate race. This, and then in 2 weeks' time, it is the final race of the season at Abu Dhabi.
Fucking hell.
So, yes. Anyway, that has been Gaming Kin. As always, I've been Jack. With me has been Mark.
Pretty sure, yeah. I think that's me. Is that me?
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that's you.
Yeah, okay, that's me. That's me.
And as always, there's always room for you here at Gaming Kin if you want to be our friend.
Maybe.
Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Talking to friends, so now I'm going home alone. You went home with another guy. Why do I even try? I think I'm out of luck. I'm just gonna give up. Take my ball and go home, 'cause I wanna be alone. I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. I'm leaving, 'cause this is not my place. I'm taking my ball and going home. I'm leaving, 'cause I wanna feel I feel invisible when I say something to you, but you live straight through me. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but not for me. Take my ball and go home, 'cause I wanna be alone. I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. I'm leaving, 'cause this is not my place. I'm taking my ball and going home. I'm leaving, 'cause I wanna be alone. I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. I'm leaving, 'cause this is not my place. I'm taking my ball and going home. I'm leaving, 'cause I wanna be alone, 'cause this is not my place, 'cause this is not my place.
Nothing happening. Hunky shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame springing from the mirror and it leaps right at the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Lord, they're turning into flame. The whole field's caught up by the woods, the barns, the gas tanks for the automobiles, spreading everywhere. It's coming this way now, about 20 yards.